Twitch. Good evening, Twitch. Good evening, Twitch. We are back. And we're going to give this another go after I cleaned it up. And let's see if I can go ahead and tweak this out. We are back once again. And we'll give this another go. Rich Roberts, at Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter, where I tote myself as a social media observer, social media enthusiast. In other words, I like playing on this thing called the internet. And we have our Week 11 picks for the NFL football. Play starts tomorrow. It's a Thursday game. I printed this up just before the broadcast. And let me get my mobile live dash stream manager up. Let's go ahead and go with that. Okay. And welcome to the broadcast. And let's see if we tweeted it out again after I deleted the last one. Let's see. Who do we got here? Ed Waters. Oh, that's for the anchor. I did an audio a little bit ago here. Got out of a day job, got home, had an adult beverage, talked to the missus, did my audio for Audio Month 2022, day 16. So that's over there on Anchor. Had dinner and printed this up. This is a clean sheet. I just started looking at what the games. We got 14 games this week 11. Last week, just a sorry ass for football. We were on here just earlier and we had Thamer, who was in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi. What is that? Oh, that's a whale tail. A whale tail back there. But Thamer was here, and he's over there in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So Thamer, another shout out. This is a clean start here, and hopefully we won't have issues. I'm only going to be staying on for about 15 to 30 minutes or thereabouts to talk about things. So Wednesday is a busy day for me. I wake up in the morning. I do the morning Twitch coffee broadcast. I do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning for about 30-40 minutes, starting at about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. I believe we're on Standard Time. We turn the clocks back. And so I've been doing that for quite a while. And I do Tuesdays and Wednesdays the Anchor morning audio. But I'm doing an audio every day for 30 days for the month of November, because this is Napod Pomo, the Audio Month 2022 audio challenge, the original audio challenge. So I'm doing that. Now, Wednesdays, last Wednesday was just a straight YouTube and I threw it up. I recorded it. I'm doing live. I'm coming back to the live stream to doing this, I guess, for it was in the second half of this 18-week football season, American football. Okay, we pass, we kick it. It's not soccer or rugby, which is probably a little bit tougher, maybe. But NFL football, even with the controls on hitting, it's a pretty rough sport. But let's see. And I will be exporting this to YouTube. So if you want to take part and give me your picks to add to the list, you can do that, because we have had some people. This last week was just me, Ted, and CBS, because somehow I missed a couple of. Let's see. We usually have Tony D, who's here. He's a broadcaster here on Twitch, and then Tina, who's a viewer of the morning broadcast there. She actually won 2 weeks ago. She beat us all with a 10 wins, 3 losses. And she said in this morning's coffee broadcast here on Twitch that she posted them. And I think I misinterpreted that she posted it over on YouTube, but she didn't. No, what she meant, and Tina, if you're watching this, I think you posted it on one of the morning coffee, because I can vaguely remember seeing and I said I was going to go back, but I never wrote it on my 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 post-it notes. That if it's not on the post-it notes, then I'm going to probably more than likely forget about it as far as that goes. Yeah, I got a cat. One of the cats scratched me that I was playing with them, and I got a little bit of a cat scratch here, so I've got a towel to take care of the little bit of blood that's coming out. I think it stopped. So we're going to go over the last week's football, talk about that, and I wasn't a very happy football weekend for me because the Buffalo Bills lost, as far as that goes, and but I didn't watch the game, but the Monday night game, it was the Eagles losing to the Commanders, the Washington D.C. team, as far as that goes. So those were some big losses. Dallas lost to the Packers in overtime, 31. Was it overtime? I'm not sure if it was overtime or straight out. It might have been overtime. Was it overtime? 28, 29. Yeah, it was overtime because Packers got a field goal, but after the Cowboys couldn't do anything their first series, so all the Packers needed to do was get a field goal. Colts won. They beat the Raiders. I think that's an upset game. I call that. I did win that. I picked the Colts. Chiefs did win over the Jaguars. The Bills, of course, they lost to the Vikings. Dolphins beat the Browns. And let's see, 49ers beat the Chargers. Cardinals beat the Rams. Steelers, that was another upset. They beat the Saints. The Saints aren't really that good. New York Giants got another win though. That was a happy spot, but it was against the Texans. They're not doing crap this year. So, and then Broncos lost to the Titans. I picked the Broncos. Then the Bears I picked lost to the Lions. The Lions, when I don't pick them, they win. When I do pick them, they lose. And then last Thursday night, the Panthers won over the Falcons. So that was last. So I did get Ted Hicks picks. He was 7-7 along with CBS, so that's 50%. I came in with 8 wins and 6 losses. So I think if Tony D, if I got his picks, but he was busy over the weekend with a reunion and all that and some other stuff. So I'm making my picks. I usually get the CBS picks on a gentleman named, what's his name? Pete Presco. He's a CBS Sports senior writer, and I put the CBS picks on here as far as the straight up wins and losses and stuff. So let's see, where's my my highlighter? I like using the highlighter as far as the highlight. So we went over week 10 as far as that goes, week 10. And I need to tally these up. I say that every week though, but we've got a very thick thing here, and I'd like to see what I'm doing overall, and maybe tally up some of the people that have taken part as far as what they got so far. Okay, let's go ahead. Put this on the clippy clip thing here. I get this, and let's see. Do we have anybody in the chat? Hey, Tim. Tim's in the house. Okay, glad to see you, Tim. Yeah, I see you. You're just coming in. Thank you for being here. This is a second round. I'm trying to do this. I'm not getting any frame droppage, so I ended up restarting the computer. I didn't restart the computer. I think that's the ticket I have to do. So, Tim Fan, for those watching on the replay, I had Thammer the first broadcast that I was dropping frames. When you drop, so I'm using OBS, so if you drop frames, then it just becomes it just freezes up and stuff like that. I'm running on an old PC box. I don't think Santa's going to get me anything new, so I got to use what I have. So, but Tim, thank you for being here. Again, if you want to make picks, I will be exporting this to YouTube. Go ahead and go over to YouTube at youtube.com/. the @ sign Richard M. Roberts, and that's my YouTube channel. Or else just hit the button that's on the front of my channel for Twitch. That'll take you over there. And just make a comment over there on the YouTube as far as that goes. Let's see. First game, we got the Titans over the Packers. That's tomorrow night. And I think Ted gave me his pick for the Thursday night. Ted is going to pick the Tennessee. I'm going with the Packers. It's a home game for the Packers. I'm throwing it out there. I'm just going to do it's a crapshoot. So I should be picking the Titans, but I'm going to go against Ted as far as that goes. So I'm picking the Packers, and we're putting Ted down for the Titans. That's tomorrow night. And tomorrow night game, the Thursday night games, they're broadcast here on Twitch. I have no affiliation to Twitch. Well, I am an affiliate, but I don't get any money for saying that, hey, there's going to be a Twitch broadcast. I think that's pretty cool that Twitch is broadcasting. Of course, they're owned by Amazon, and Amazon has the contract for Thursday Night Football for the next 10 years, I think, or something like that. Okay, next game. Okay, that's a Thursday night, so tomorrow night at 8:15. Now we go into the Sunday night games. You got Chicago Bears against the Falcons. Let's see, the Falcons, they lost last week to the Panthers. So, and that Falcons are at home. Were they at home? No, they were. You know what? I'm going to go with the Falcons. Or should I go with the Bears? God, I don't know. The Bears lost also last week. So, let's see. No problem. Okay, Packers. Tim, you picking the Packers? I'm going to put you down for the Packers then, buddy. You're putting the Packers. Tim, if you're going to stay here for the whole thing, I'm putting your name down. Okay? So I got you written down, Tim. Okay? Tim is down for the Packers. And you said you're going to take the Bears? The Bears. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to pick. God, I want to pick the Bears, but the Falcons. You know what? I'm going with the Bears with you, Tim. Okay? I'll stick with the Bears. How's that? Okay, the next game, it's another Sunday night game at 1 o'clock. It's going to be the Eagles and Colts. You like that? Lots of laughs. Okay. Eagles and Colts. I want to take the Colts. They're at home. I'm going to say the Eagles. The Eagles are going to come out. I'm taking the Eagles. What are you taking, Tim? You're taking the Eagles too. Okay. I think that was a fluke that they lost to the Commanders. Plus, it was a Monday night game. Colts. I don't know. They're there in Indianapolis. Okay, here's the next game: the Jets and the Patriots. Well, I already said when I started this at the beginning of the season, I'm picking all the New York teams, whether they lose or not. So I'm picking the Jets. You might be picking. And the game is in New England. And what do you do? What are you doing, Tim? Patriots or Jets? I'm taking the Jets. I think the Jets are coming off a bye. I don't think they played last week. Did they play last week? You're taking the Patriots. Okay, so we're going against each other there. Let me see. What did the Patriots do last week? I think they won. Or were they on a bye with the Jets? I think they were on a bye. Because I don't see them. I know the Jets were on a bye. So Tim is taking the Patriots. Okay. Our next game, the Commanders. Man, this game is just big. This is the Commanders and Texans. It's the Texans are the home team. God, I don't know. You know, do I feel pity on the Texans to see if they get their second win? And you know what? I'm going to go with the Texans. Are you going with the Texans too, Tim? I just said that just as you typed in. I think the Commanders are not that good of a team, and the Texans are at home. So I got you down, Tim, for the Texans. Okay, the next game is going to be. Let's see. It's the Rams and Saints. Let's see. The Rams lost last week. They lost to the Cardinals. But the Saints, They lost also, but this is in New Orleans. I'm taking the Saints over the Rams. I know that's a home team. I guess I favor mostly home teams. What does Tim say? The Rams or Saints, Tim? What's your pick? This could be interesting because this is the first time Tim has taken part in it. Saints too. Okay, he's taking the Saints. I think, yeah, the Saints are tough at home. I think if they get their act together. Okay, the next game, this should be an automatic for most people. The Browns are visiting the Bills in Buffalo. Even though the Bills lost this last weekend, the Bills are still a great team. They have all the tools there. So I'm picking the Bills. They're a New York team. I have to pick the Bills. I pick them anywhere. And Tim is picking the Bills. Smart one. Against the Browns, I think that's a good one. Okay. All right. Let's see. We have the next game, the Panthers and Ravens. Did the Ravens play last week? I always look at what they did the week before. Let's see. I think they might have been on a bye too. Let's see. Do we have Ravens, Falcons? Oh, no. So they're coming out of a bye, the Ravens, and they're playing the Panthers, who won last week against the Falcons. But you're taking the Panthers? I'm taking the Ravens, Tim. Okay. That could be an interesting game. I think I was lucky on last week's. Okay, Tim is taking Panthers, and I will be taking the Ravens. Okay. Another game with a New York team, and that's the New York Giants are at home against the Lions. I'm taking the Giants. They're a New York team, so that's an automatic pick for me. What does Tim say? Tim has a choice. He can do either the Lions or the New York Giants. Tim, I think you're from Michigan. Oh, Giants, really? Oh, okay. I figure you being out there in Michigan, you'd be more in favor for the Lions. Lions, they could rack up some points. They won last week. They won against who did they beat? They beat somebody. They messed up one of my picks. Let's see, where are they? They beat the Bears. The Bears, I don't know. They're like hot and cold, and the Lions, they racked up some points. When they win big. They usually get 30 some points, plus points and stuff. Okay, next one. I think it's a divisional game here. It's the Raiders against the Broncos. I'm not too happy with the Broncos. I know Wilson is out, or he was out last week, I think. Or did he play? I'm not sure if he played or not. But I'm going to take the Raiders because I think they won last week. No, they lost last week. But the Raiders, they're visiting. What did the Raiders do? Broncos lost, and the Raiders lost. So I'm taking the Raiders. They're visiting Denver. What does Tim say? Tim says the Raiders. Okay, we got him down. We got you down, Tim. Tim for the Raiders. Let's see. This should be a very good game. Interesting game. This is, let's see, the Lions and Giants. That's a 1 o'clock game. The Raiders and Broncos. That's a 4:05 Eastern time game as far as that goes. It's the second half. Let's see. The 4:25 Eastern time game is the Cowboys and Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings over the Cowboys. They're at home. Vikings are tough. I think the Cowboys, I don't think they're that powerful against the Vikings. So I'm picking the Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings. I was born in Minnesota, so I got to root for the Vikings. I didn't care for them beating the Bills last week, but they took advantage of the Bills' mistakes. And Tim is taking the Vikings also. Okay. There we go. And this is making for, okay, we're at 20 minutes, so this is not bad as far as, I appreciate you taking part, Tim. The next one is the Bengals going to Pittsburgh against the Steelers. I say the Bengals. I'm picking the Bengals beating the Steelers. The Steelers won last week against. Let me check here. What did they? I just had them here. What the hell? Oh yeah, they beat the Saints. But this is the Bengals. The Bengals have gotten their. Oh, you're picking the Steelers, Tim? Okay. Wow, that's. I wasn't too impressed with the Bengals, but the Bengals are being pretty consistent as far as that goes. Um, the 8 o'clock, the evening game on next Sunday or this upcoming Sunday, the Chiefs and Chargers. I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'm picking the Chiefs over the Chargers. They're at home at the Chargers. What does Tim say? Tim say, "Oh, you're taking the underdog with the Steelers." Yeah, I could see that. The Bengals are starting to impress me a little bit. Where at the beginning of the season they were talking like they were going to just whoop on everybody, but I think they're starting to come through. And Tim takes the Chiefs also. I think that's a Chiefs are pretty solid. Okay. And then our last game, it's Monday night. It's the 49ers in Arizona against the Cardinals. The Cardinals won last week and the 49ers won last week. Cardinals are tough. I'm picking the Cardinals. I'm going to pick the Cardinals. I think I should pick the Chiefs, but I'm going to pick the Cardinals. I think that's. And Tim says 49ers. Okay. I'm tempted to take the 40, but I like the Cardinals when they're at home, Tim. So there we have it. Okay. And Tim, thank you very much for taking part. Okay. I know I'll get Tony D's picks and Tina's picks. Because I told him to go ahead and DM me on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter and you DM me your picks, I'll add them to the list. That's usually what Tony does. But he got busy last week, and I was busy. Tony D, where's his card? Let me pop his. He does a Sunday. He doesn't do much broadcasting because he's working. He's working the swing shift. But Tony D is a great broadcaster there. He does a Sunday morning football, fantasy football. There he is. To give Tony D a shout out. We like Tony. He's a brother veteran, and I'm going to make it a point to be available for his broadcast this Sunday, and I'll get his picks before the game. He usually goes on before the ball game. This last Sunday, I got tied up with the Buccaneer game against the Seahawks, which was a very good game. The Buccaneers are the Bucks. Oh, they must be the Buccaneers. They must be on a bye this week because I don't see them. So they're on a bye, which is probably good. They can rest up. As far as thanks for doing. Yeah, thank you, Tim. You know that's. Let's see, who's this? We got first time chat. Okay, I'm backing up. First time chatter. Pustio, whatever that. I just saw that. You're saying, hey, how you doing? I do see that we have 4 in the chat. Tim being one. I got to be one of them because I'm on the Surface 3 here. So I appreciate you taking part, Tim. You had 18 inches of frickin' snow. Did you hear that? Hello? There was 18 inches out in Michigan of snow. Oh man, the missus says that's too bad, Tim. Wow, that's a lot. I know you said 3 to 4 inches. We had maybe about an inch last night, and it's all melted now. There's some people at the higher elevation got 3 or 4, but 18 frickin' inches? Holy criminy! You don't normally get that, do you? As far as that goes. That is unfrickin' real. This early? Before Christmas? Save the 18 inches for December at least. Wow. That's a lot of snow. God, but you're up there in Michigan, which is that's snow country. You know, I know Minnesota and Wisconsin. I've got cousins that live up there. That's all snow country. Here in New York State, you get above Syracuse and Albany, up way north, upstate, and that's snow country up there. We do get the lake effect from the Finger Lakes down here as far as that goes. So there we have it. Our picks. I gotta get a snapshot for the, there we go. Okay, there we go. I got a good pick, or a good screenshot. Yeah, there we go. I got the screenshot. Southwest Lower Michigan. Wow, you got 18 inches. Is that coming across from the? Wow, that's a lot. I thought Lower Michigan wasn't really that snowbound as far as that goes, Tim. I've never been to Michigan. Never been to Michigan. The closest I have come is I driving out there going to Minnesota, and oh, let me get rid of this. Get rid of that. Going beneath through Indiana and Illinois, going out to Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and going up through Wisconsin to Minnesota many years ago before I got married. That was the last time I was out in that part of the country as far as that goes. So I know Michigan has some great fishing, though. I've heard stories about the fishing up there as far as it goes. And so again, Tim, thank you very much. We will keep you updated as far as your picks. And again, Tony D, if you're watching this, I got the list going for week 11, and Tina, I've got the list going, and let's see, we're at 27 minutes, so we're gonna go 30 minutes, I guess, here. So let's see what else. The big news, and I talked about it in my anchor audio for this day 16 of the audio month. Artemis 1 has taken the Orion spacecraft into space. It left the Earth's orbit probably about an hour or so, 2 hours after it took off. And I'm not sure. It's heading towards the moon right now. So and it's doing good. There's there's pictures I posted up on my Twitter channel my Twitter timeline of @FiremanRich, and there's one photograph where the Orion spacecraft, it's got cameras all over. If you go on the NASA page, it tells you where all the cameras are. There's like 13 cameras, different angles all over on the spacecraft. So that's so neat compared to when you could barely, they had the handheld cameras on the Apollo, as far as that goes. So this is an unmanned mission. There's a mannequin that's wearing a spacesuit, and I guess there's sensors in there to measure all the radiation that an astronaut experiences when they're flying through space. It's not a safe environment, and as far as that goes, and so it's historical for today as far as that goes. And I woke up just after they launched this morning at 1:49, I think it was. I woke up at about 2:15 to go, and I checked my Twitter, and it was just exploding with about the launch and stuff. So it's pretty neat that we're heading back to the moon. So that was my audio. We got our football picks in, and I think that's about it for this broadcast. And we'll see what the picks pan out as far as we'll be back next Wednesday night to go over them if I don't talk about them in the morning coffee broadcast. But week 11, we'll see what happens and see where the chips fall. Again, Tim Fan 43, thank you very much, from Michigan. He's combating 18 inches of snow today. Stay safe, my friend. Stay safe out there, Michigan. But this is Rich Roberts @Fireman Rich here on Twitch, as well as over there on Twitter. Wishing you all a great Wednesday evening as we're pushing towards the weekend. I'm going to do the Anchor Morning Audio tomorrow, and then we'll be back here on Twitch Friday for the hashtag Positive Start to the Day, hashtag PSTDD, Wednesday or Friday morning coffee, and get our weekend here so we can kick back and do a little playing and stuff. All right, folks. You all have a great one wherever you may be on this blue marble. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. Thanks again, Tim.